Hello, my name is Khadijah Halliday, and this is the piece that I submitted for the 2018 Queen's Commonwealth Essay Competition. The title is The Road to a Safer Future. I believe that the road to a safer future is not paved with pretentious pronouncements. Neither is it laid by the passing of new laws, nor the skyscraping of highways of new leaders cemented in public pretenses. I believe that we have spent centuries cruising along the sidewalk to the road that leads to a safer future, pulverizing innocent pebbles, capsizing free-thinking flower pots, yelling antagonistic apologies for the dirt left behind. I believe that on the road to a safer future, it is ironic, increasingly so, that we focus the majority of our energy on the external commotion of traffic, the colors of the paints that color each vehicle, continuously choosing to disregard the blatant fact that we all innately carry the exact same fuel. I believe that the lone pedestrians trudging along at the edge of the road to a safer future are judged by their poverty and seldom by the vehicles that we rob from them by our reluctance to offer a ride. I believe that we religiously regard the tracks of white and yellow marks positioned strategically along the road, not recalling, it seems, to erase the umbilical blueprints from past constructors and trace into the road our own. I believe that these are the century-old propensities that protect the erroneous allegation of the unattainability of a safer future. Evidently, it shows that the issue, in fact, is not inconsistency, but precisely its exact opposite, consistency, a repeated repetition of the exact same concession along the road. I believe with utmost conviction that the renovation of our routine-sensitive mindsets is the only avenue to gaining ground on the road to a safer future. Habitually, we address the carelessness of the drivers and seldom the stained windshields from which they look through. Mind you, on a day-to-day basis, generations of mentalities are pre-molded and marred in advance as per fault of the routine-based confines of the past. The road to a safer future? Psst. I believe that we misinterpret the signs at its sides. For instance, the ones that read stop, we completely crop out of our vision because we automatically associate stop with the direction for permanent delay when all it really is a prompt for a moment of reflection so that we can learn from our ways. I believe that we readily embrace the word shortcut because we refuse to grasp that it's just an illusion, non-existent and directly deceiving. And in the end, when we finally see it for what it really is, we take no blame and incriminate an innocent road for the dismal products of our own poor decision-making. I believe that the accidents and collisions that we get into along the road to a safer future are too hastily cleaned up, preventing us from absorbing the implications of the acts of speeding and disobedience and overtaking. I believe that the thousands of tragedies occurring at roundabouts aren't mere coincidences because it's at these roundabouts that we all exit from varying backgrounds and experiences and situations, and we've never been sufficiently taught to exhibit patience and understanding at such intimate intersections. I believe that we seldom adhere to the rules of the road because no one has ever sat us down and embedded the magnitudes of the fines issued as a result of rebellion and deviation. I believe that we crash into lampposts and tumble into traffic lights because we harbor the innate toddler-like tendency to topple off course even in the presence of light and clear direction. I believe that the most glaring and underrated sources of light are the lampposts located at the very beginning of the road to a safer future, in the form of innocence and curiosity and hope. I believe that these lights are the lights that we shield our eyes to because we've all been darkened by the tar coating this road, and the introduction of light to darkness now would be scary and unfamiliar and frightening. I believe that the real reason we fly nuclear obscenities out through the windows of our vehicles is not because we harbor hate for our fellow drivers, but because we aim to conceal the insecurity and lack of control we feel over the wheel. I believe that the real reason we wind our windows down to patronize passing drivers is not because they have persecuted us in any way, but because we all have this quiet embedded fear that by the time we find the safer future, our engines will be empty and our tanks bare. I believe that we each grow up promising to change things when we're old enough to reach the wheel, and that finally, when we are old enough, we forget those past dreams. I believe that the scratches and nicks we receive taint us more than we can see, and that no amount of paint can erase them, but at least we can still believe. I believe that on this road, on this journey to safety, we are never going to unanimously agree. I believe that we will all always drive at different speeds, but I believe that the ratio, irrespective of individual belief or hierarchical seat or driving speed, is eternally equivalent to potential and promise. I believe that the way we process the tickets we receive mentally is the key to driving more patiently in the future. And I believe most of all that we can't all expect to fit into one lane. Logically, it's impossible. But eventually, all individual lanes will lead to one junction called a safer future.